Hello, amazing, beautiful people. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here today, specifically because today is the first one, or the first week of the month, where we're going to be talking about love. And it's like one of my favorite topics. Funny that. So welcome back, beautiful members. This is time to just have a think about what love really means for you. And today, I think love means living out valor or courage every day. So love actually takes courage, it takes action, and it's about doing something. And love is the opposite of fear, false evidence appearing real. So it's super important for us to just keep focused, just have our eyes on the prize at all times. And it's taking captive every thought and making it work in that love spectrum, not in fear. And it's interesting, just today, there's two things that have happened today that have just really made me pop. I was listening to a podcast with Dr. Benjamin Hardy, and he was sharing around intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic, inside out, self-motivated, and you are freedom too. It's that pull motivation. It's that love. It's that love of something. You want to do more. You're in flow. You are just pumping. Whereas extrinsic motivation is that push. You're striving. You're trying to prove. And that often comes from fear. It is literally, it's like a pain thing. So instead of being love, it's painful, it's a push, you've got to really strive for it. And there's false evidence appearing real. You think that's what you want, but actually when you get there, it doesn't give you joy and you're not in flow. So I just encourage you, I think for many of us, the other thing that happened today actually was I ran two amazing workshops, not because I'm amazing, but because the people who were in the room were outstanding today. They were just neck level. And it was so exciting. It was so exciting to see pain, fear taken away, and love brought in. And for people to share from their hearts with what was noble and right and true, what was really deep inside of them, and bringing that out with the joy of living life and living life to the full, living life with no regrets. That's where we need to be, living in love, living in flow, living in our lane, living in our zone of genius every day, powering through like we're invincible. Not because we're lording it over others and powering over others, but just because we are on fire doing what we're called to do. It is, I literally live my dream every day. I love where I live. I love who I hang out with. I love my work. I love my husband. I love everything. I love catching up with my daughter, finding out how she's got on with her camp. You know, it's like, wow, it's just awesome. Life is an adventure, and it's one of discovery and of joy and of love. So I encourage you, there's two things I just want to share with you that I think really epitomize whether we're living in love or whether we're living in fear. And I may have talked about this before, but Dr. Stephen Cartman did the dreaded drama triangle years ago, where most people live. They're either a victim, persecutor, or they are the rescuer. So it's poor me, oh my goodness, my husband was awful, whatever the score might be, you know, or oh my goodness, I've lost my job, my employees were bad, whatever it might be, persecutor, because there's always a problem. And the rescuer, oh, don't worry, darling, I'll do that for you. So they're caretaker, taking the care away, doing something for you that you can actually do for yourself. Super unhelpful. And that little triangle is all about power. It's all about who's got the power. And it keeps itself nicely in that triangle. And you can dodge between being a victim and a persecutor, or a victim and a rescuer, or rescuer and persecutor. You can go in that. But what I love is the work that David Emerald did on the empowerment dynamic, where actually we go from that. So the victim becomes the creator. It's actually, how can I do something? What can I do? I'm going to take responsibility for where I am. What was my part in this? And what can I do to change? How can I grow in this? How can I learn from this? Which also goes back to Carol Dweck's open mindset, because those in a fixed mindset sit in the dreaded drama triangle. Those with an open mindset, a growth, a learning mindset sit in the empowerment dynamic. And instead of the problem being the issue, which is the persecutor, fear, it becomes a challenge because you're looking at it through the lens of love. You're looking at it, how can I change this? So it becomes the challenge that's there to take us to the next level. It's there to grow us. It's there for us to learn so we don't go around the mountain again. And the rescuer becomes the caregiver, which is actually a coach. So you find somebody who's got that wisdom and insight that you don't have. I am so blessed to have Teresa Kowalczyk, who has helped me shed 18 kilos and keep it off, like living the dream, just quietly. I've always been like this with them, but I found myself a coach that spoke my language, that could help me be the best that I could be. And so instead of I'll do it for you, which takes the care away, I will do it. I will give you this tool so you can do it for yourself. Bring it on, I say. So I just want to encourage you in everything that you do. Are you living in the empowerment dynamic? Are you the creator? Are you looking at the challenges and opportunity, at the possibilities, or are you looking at it as a problem? Because that actually is fear. So the love and the empowerment dynamic, creator, challenger, and coach. Are you in one of those three roles in any point in your day? Or are you living in fear, which is the dreaded drama triangle, and that's false evidence appearing real, where you're either the victim, or there's a persecutor, there's a problem, or you've got a rescuer, someone who's trying to do it all for you, because that disempowers you horrendously. So I just encourage you to make sure that you are living in love. You're living out courage. You're taking responsibility for where you are in your life. And whatever area you are in your day, write it down. Talk about it. Have a chat to yourself. Talk about where you're at. Because I really encourage you. I live in love every day. I'm not perfect, but I'm looking always for what's the opportunity, what's the growth, what's the possibility, how can I learn from this, and how can I do it better next time. So I leave that with you. Have an amazing week, and I will look forward to seeing you all next week. God bless.